Hey everybody, here we are now after midnight watching the arrival time of the severe thunderstorms continue to get into that 1 to 2 o'clock window into parts of central Kentucky. We continue with a tornado watch that is out into Franklin County, Anderson County, and points west, and then into northern Kentucky. We need another watch issued into central Kentucky. Now, this is one of those to where the National Weather Service in Louisville can extend those watches a few counties east, and I think that is something they should go ahead and do if the Storm Prediction Center isn't going to be issuing a new watch out of this, which would be kind of crazy if they don't. All right, so what we're dealing with right now with the current warnings that are out, everything in yellow, severe thunderstorm warnings, everything in red, those are the current tornado warnings. We got two different tornado warnings here into Jefferson County around Louisville. One on the north side heading up into Oldham County, Trimble County, Henry County. Another that is actually coming across the Fort Knox area into northern parts of Hardin County, heading toward Jefferson and Bullitt counties. Tornado warnings here into western Kentucky, western Tennessee, and you're also starting to see now flash flood warnings, Owensboro, back to Paducah, southern parts of Indiana. That is just another aspect of this we're going to have to put up with as we go through the next couple of days. What we're dealing with on your First Alert Radar Network, look at that line of thunderstorms. If you've been watching us over the past several days, you've been noticing how we have had that future radar really locked in on the severe weather threat. It has done a great job in picking up on the progress of these thunderstorms. Now, it may have been just a little fast with the arrival time of these. They're just a smidge slower than what the model suggested, but overall, the look of the radar matches up really well with what the future radar has been showing us. All right, let's go in and investigate those tornado warnings that are out across the Louisville metro right now. We'll start here on the southern extent of this, just to the northeast of Brandenburg. Well, not too far away from Fort Knox is the National Weather Service in Louisville radar. That's where it's actually located, and you can see that spin is just to the north of this on the Ohio River into southern parts of Indiana. But that's going to cross over into the southwestern part of Jefferson County and into western sections of Bullitt County. So it's right on, the circulation is right on top of the Bullitt-Jefferson County line, and it is rolling its way to the northeast. So southern Jefferson County, you're going to have to deal with that. And then if you're in Spencer County, if you're in Shelby County, we're going to keep a close eye on it. Let's jump to the northern extent of this, where that tornado warning is out. This has lost maybe just a little bit of the circulation we were dealing with a moment or two ago as this heads essentially up Interstate 71 out of northeastern parts of Jefferson County into southern, right on top of the Ohio River with Indiana, southern parts of Indiana, and then Oldham County up into Trimble County, may clip northwestern parts of Henry County. That's the Newcastle area. So if you're watching us right now into Frankfort, into, let's say Scott County, Woodford County, Lawrenceburg, into Anderson County, thunderstorms are just to our west right now. You're probably seeing the lightning and hearing some distant rumbles of thunder, but the worst of the weather is still just about an hour or so away. Severe thunderstorm warnings are out here into northern Kentucky, into parts of Boone, Kenton, Campbell. That's Grant County, into Owen County, Gallatin, Carroll counties included in that, with tornado warnings just to your south. A different tornado warning is out back here into parts of western Kentucky, just to the northwest of the Bowling Green area. It's a small piece of real estate, but what's happening along this line of thunderstorms as it continues to progress toward the east, you're seeing spins that show up briefly and then they dissipate. They show up again in a different location and then they dissipate. Typically, that's what happens when you get a line of thunderstorms like this. You can get a quick little spin up of a tornado, and that's what we're on guard for all the way into the wee hours of the morning. Back to our southwest, the lightning really ramps up here southwest of Bowling Green, west of Nashville, where we've got additional tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, flooding rains behind this. But you can actually, if you look at this, see the hot spots of lightning in there. And where you get those hot spots of lightning, it's a really good indicator on whether or not storms are strengthening. And that's where you see the hot spots of lightning or an increase. And then where storms may be weakening, where you have a little void in between that with not as many lightning strikes. But definitely those two storms around Louisville that have prompted those tornado warnings are in a strengthening mode, and that cell just to the west of E-Town is seeing a little bit of an uptick as well. That would be, let's see, what are we talking about on the Hardin, Breckenridge, Meade County line down toward, I believe that's Grayson County, and then farther to the southwest into western parts of Tennessee, all kinds of severe weather. Just look at the amount of lightning and the overall structure of this line of thunderstorms that goes from the west of Toronto, Canada, all the way back toward the Arklatex area. That would be where Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas meet up. They call that the Arklatex. So we're watching this whole line continuing to roll its way to the east. That future radar, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Now we're starting to see that line of severe thunderstorms getting into the bluegrass area between 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. That starts to get into eastern Kentucky. Should be losing a little bit of steam. And you can see that through the middle of the morning with some leftover showers and thunderstorms. So that front sags its way to the south and starts to come back to the north. We're going to fire up some more strong or severe thunderstorms during the afternoon tomorrow. Some of those may actually target parts of southern Kentucky. There's a signal for some supercell thunderstorms to go up across parts of south central and southern Kentucky for a time tomorrow afternoon. Then we watch the northern extent of this get active again. 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, 11 o'clock tomorrow evening. Not only does that have the look of severe thunderstorms, but flooding. Storms just keep coming over the same areas. Look at this, around 1 o'clock Friday morning. Severe line northeastern Kentucky, another one trying to pop behind all that. And we go into the day on Friday with showers, thunderstorms that may try to take a little trip to the north and west for a time, and then we bubble up some additional severe thunderstorms as you get a little deeper into the day on your Saturday. Saturday's a day where temperatures are likely to surge toward 80 to 85 into parts of central Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, can we get 90? Or can we flirt with 90 on Saturday afternoon ahead of a line of severe thunderstorms into eastern and southeastern Kentucky? It's possible. Can't rule it out. And then boom, we go right back into the thick of things as we go into Saturday night or Saturday late afternoon into Saturday evening, Saturday night. Flooding, rains, severe thunderstorms. Listen, we're going to catch a window of some dry on Friday afternoon, then again into part of Saturday. Go have some good weather for a while. Don't let it lull you into a false sense of security, because we'll do it all over again with another big wave of severe weather coming into the picture by the time we go into late Saturday night. So we continue with that tornado warning that is out for much of the Louisville area now. And look, that may have been extended just a little farther to the north into some more of Jefferson County. At least it looks at it on radar there. Maybe not, but it's close to getting into right on top of downtown Louisville. So we'll see, but that may be a new part of that warning that is extended just a little farther to the north. Then that second tornado warning is for a storm that is hugging the Ohio River and heading toward the Newcastle area. So we look inside this storm. Here's our spin just to the north of the radar site, which is right at Fort Knox, give or take just a mile or so. And that spin is heading into western Bullitt County and southern parts of Jefferson County. And that may be producing a tornado. If not, you're probably getting some big time winds with this as it makes its way through. And then that other bit of rotation is now just to the northeast of Louisville. That warning on the northeast side of Louisville has been dropped. That is now into only Oldham County and up into Trimble County, I believe, in northwestern parts of Henry County. But boy, oh boy, these thunderstorms just keep on doing their thing. There's the increase in lightning. Got to keep an eye on these storms here into southern parts of Indiana. If you're watching us right now into near the Kentucky Speedway here along I-71 and into northern Kentucky, Boone County, Kenton County, Campbell County, greater Cincinnati, Covington areas, we're going to have to watch this. That line is rolling on through and means business. And now seeing a little bit of an uptick with this line again near E-Town, Hardinsburg, Breckenridge County, and that extends back toward the southwest, Bowling Green, the Russellville area, and then the tornado warnings to the northwest of Nashville. So again, these storms are still just a little bit away from getting into the Lexington bluegrass region. So they're technically out of the WKYT coverage area by pretty good margin still. It may not be until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning where we get these storms into our part of the world. And once that happens, we'll go on WKYT and have some continuous coverage for you. But right now, those 2 tornado warnings that we are watching are still out here into, we can backtrack to show you the tornado warning that does include Louisville into Bullitt County, small part of northern sections of Hardin County, then a separate tornado warning into Trimble County, Oldham County, and a part of Henry County. Those are two distinct spins that we are tracking, and I think the more prominent one is this one coming into southern parts of Jefferson County, northern parts and western sections of Bullitt County. So going to be a long night for a lot of folks out there. I know a lot of folks, listen, we are storm weary here across Kentucky. We have been through the ringer over the past several years. If we just go back to what happened to us in western Kentucky back in December of 21, since then, look at the number of memorable severe weather and flood events we've had just in this 5-year span. I mean, we're not even halfway through the decade yet, and we have had an inordinate number of mega events in terms of extreme weather across Kentucky. You know, it was a year ago today, April 2nd, which we're now, I guess, in April 3rd, but it was a year ago, April 2nd. If you recall, we had tornadoes and damaging winds all across central Kentucky. That is when we had that viral video, if you remember, of the 100-mile-per-hour winds, and that UK student took a big tumble on video. We shared that. That's that same system. That was a year ago, which is kind of hard to believe. And then April 3rd and 4th, 1974, that's a day that goes down in weather infamy, obviously. That was the super outbreak of April 3rd and 4th, and we're into that April 3rd period right now when we just had devastating tornadoes back then. So right now we're watching damaging winds and a few possible tornadoes that are spinning up here across the Louisville metro, and especially on the south side of Jefferson County, south side of Louisville, toward Mount Washington here into Bullitt County. That's the line of storms we're keeping a very close eye on as it continues to race toward the east. We're watching this for you folks into Lawrenceburg, Frankfort, and all across the central Kentucky areas. This line of thunderstorms gets in. It's going to announce its arrival. It's going to have a lot of heavy rain, flooding rains likely to show up with this later tonight. A lot of thunder and lightning and the possibility of damaging winds and maybe a quick tornado spin up or two. The farther east this line gets, the tornado threat does diminish overnight. That is certainly good news. We're not out of the woods with that, though, with multiple waves of strong and severe thunderstorms that'll blow in here over the next few days. So keep it with us here on WKYT, our Facebook page. We'll fire this back up here a little bit later on as those storms rumble into central Kentucky. And of course, we'll go on WKYT as soon as we get those storms into our TV coverage area, and lots of damage reports coming in as well. We'll see if we can't get some of the videos and pictures on that as well. So keep it right here. Appreciate you guys being with us. Stay safe tonight. Keep it, if you're watching us at home here on Facebook, you got your TV on maybe in the background. Leave it on WKYT. Turn the volume up just a little bit. Have it as some background noise. We'll yell at you a little bit whenever we're going to break in with any severe weather coverage during the overnight. So keep it in. Keep it tuned into WKYT. I promise you, we're going to be here. Our first priority is to keep you guys safe, no matter the time of day, and especially at night when a lot of folks were just not paying attention. We're going to try and get your attention. All right, keep it right here. We'll be back a little later on. Take care.